really focus on just moment to moment to moment to moment. How does one moment actually fit with the previous moment? Mm-hmm. It tends to be such a simple thing that a lot of philosophers don't really look at that. They just take the results of it and start thinking about what those mean and all of that. Whitehead was one of the guys that said, okay, wait a minute, I got to have a look at that. Right. What he came up with, which I think is essentially correct, that each moment comes to be as a subject of experience. And for Whitehead, he was a sort of panpsychist. Mm-hmm. So he believed that even things like atoms have a little spark of awareness. And of course, that fundamental form of awareness he called prehension. Mm-hmm. And prehension technically is a term that means feeling. And his point was that a subject comes into being, and then in the next moment, the next subject comes into being, and it feels the previous subject because it's right there, so it prehends it. Mm-hmm. So when that subject prehends that subject, then that subject becomes an object. Right. So subject of one moment becomes the object of the subject of the next moment. And that he called prehension or prehensive unification. And that was how the past influences the present. Because if you actually hug something, then it's going to influence you. Right. So that was causality in a sense. Now, if that's all that happens, and that's all the scientific materialists think happens, then everything, the whole universe would be a deterministic machine. Right. But Whitehead, this is where he added that crucial third point, the creative advance into novelty. Every subject, once it comes into being, prehends the previous subject, making it object. So this is now a feeler that's become felt. Mm-hmm. And so the new subject is there, it's prehended the previous subject and is now influenced by it. And then it adds its own bit of creativity. It adds its own bit of novelty. And for Whitehead, it's just an inherent part of moment-to-moment existence. And he talked about the one, the many, and the creative advance into novelty. And so he would say, the many become one and are increased by one.